Go ahead, Steve.
Okay. Yep. I'd like to call the August 2nd Board of Public Works and Utilities meeting to order, starting with Public Works. And we'll begin with the roll call. I know Mayor Kim Smith is excused. I am Alder Steve Knott. I am present. Larry Jurassic.
Present.
Jared Holter.
Here.
And Sabrina Steger.
Here.
All right. Next, I will take consideration and action on minute previous meeting. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept the previous meeting notes.
I'll second.
A motion by Alder Jurassic and seconded by Sabrina Steger. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Number 3 on the agenda is public input. Input will be limited to 3 minutes per individual. If you would like to provide public input, please identify yourself with your name and your address. Is there anybody who would like to provide public input? Is there anybody there present that is stepping up?
No, we do not have any individuals in the room, Alder not, and we have Alder Wolf on the Zoom call, and that is the only other participant in the Zoom call.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for letting me know that too. I should have asked that earlier. So yeah, but please let the record know that Alder Wolf is also calling in. Second call for public input. Third and final call for public input. Public input is closed. Moving on to agenda item number 4, well number 7 and well number 8 roof project. Jared.
Thank you. In your packet tonight, I have included 2 quotes, one from Interstate Roofing and one from Lediger Roofing for the installation of a new roof at well 7 and well 8. Both of these roofs are a flat rubber membrane roof. We did get a low quote of $40,840 from Interstate Roofing. This is above the 2022 budget amount of $35,000. With the price increases we've seen, we feel this is still a good quote for the project and is value for the money. Staff is recommending moving forward with Interstate Roofing at the quoted price of $40,840.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the $40,840 for the roofing at well number 8 and well number 7 by Interstate Roofing.
I'll second it.
Motion to approve as stated by Jared, seconded by Alder Jurassic. Is there any discussion?
Sabrina, are you okay with the overage on the cost? Just we're working out of the water utilities, so.
Yes, I am fine with that cost. My only question is, the Ledger roofing one, was that more when you add the 2 in? Is it $34,990 and $36,200?
Correct. They would be at $70,000. There was a large cost differential with Lediger Roofing. Staff did go through and look to make sure we were getting what we wanted with the Interstate Roofing quote, and we are getting what we requested with the quote.
Thank you.
So did I hear that right? It's
And yet-
$70,000 difference?
There was the one quote was for almost 70,000. The one quote was just over 40,000.
30,000, okay.
It's still a large difference, but the Interstate Roofing the staff that talked to the Interstate Roofing contractor really felt they wanted the job. So
Any other discussion? We have a motion on the floor. Do we have another question or a comment?
nope.
Okay. All right. I think I heard an echo of myself. All right. So we have a motion on the floor. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay. Motion passes. Item number 5, purchase of Public Works Department vehicles. Jared.
Thank you. In your packet tonight, I have included a memo that I produced outlining the purchase of Public Works vehicles. Typically, we will budget for vehicles and then purchase them in the spring of the following of that budget year. We were not able to purchase vehicles through the Wisconsin state bid process in the spring of 2022 due to vehicle shortages. The bidding was never opened. It was the ordering process was never open for us to order vehicles. Due to that shortage and availability of the purchasing window being shortened, we are able to order half-ton trucks right now. And in October, we will be able to order the 1.5-ton truck and the 3/4 ton truck. So we still got to wait till even October. We don't anticipate these vehicles being delivered till the second quarter of 2023. And discussing it with staff today, we feel it might even be late summer of 2023, even dribbling into the fall. So with this going forward, the department did budget for 2 new vehicles in the 2022 budget. With that, in your memo tonight, I am requesting the purchase of 4 vehicles. These vehicles, the 2 vehicles that would be added are being purchased out of the water and sewer utility. We do have funds available for the purchase. Like I said, with this, if we order them now, we still won't get them until the middle to the end of 2023. So we're trying to move forward with vehicles. I did go through and look at the age of the vehicles. We have 2 2003s, a 2005 van, and a 2009 vehicles that we're replacing. So some of the vehicles are starting to get to the end of their useful life. So we are requesting the purchase of the 4 vehicles versus the 2. And I guess with that, I'd open it up for questions. The quotes are attached and the memo outlines the costs for these purchases.
Is there anyone who would like to ask a question?
Jared, what was the final cost on that you came up with then?
Yes, I didn't know, add up all 4. Let me just,
So I do have a comment here too. I just want to make sure that everyone's clear on and get it on the record. So what we're talking about doing here is purchasing 2 vehicles as budgeted with 2022 approved budget dollars. And then the other 2 would be committing or obligating, I guess, funds from the 2023 budget. And we just need to keep that in mind when budgets come forward in the future, that I asked that DPW remembers that they did this. What we don't want to do if we approve this is create a condition to where the new standard is to request a future year's budget in the current year with hopes that maybe we would actually get even more if we do that. So, I mean, I personally will remember this if we approve it, and remind everybody when that comes up that, this additional, what would it be? Is it the 53,000 and the 40,000 that are so the total of 93,800 and change that would be coming out of the 2023, Jared?
yeah, it'd be almost 80, just over 84,000.
84,000.
Correct, because it'd be 2 vehicles. It'd be half-ton truck at 40,717 and one of the 3/4 ton trucks at 43,695, which adds up to be
Okay.
just over 84,000.
Okay, got it. You understand what my concern is if we set a new standard that, I intend to make sure we remember this so that, Jared, you really need to, when you submit your budget next year, that here in the fall, that you remind yourself that you did get, if this is approved, you did get $84,000 out of 2023.
And this is Jared Aldernott. I would agree with that. And we are presently finalizing our budgets for submittal to the finance department. And we are going to show both of these vehicles in our 2023 proposed budget, but put in that detail that we'll put 0 for a budgeted request of the dollar amount, but then authorized in 2022 for a 2023 purchase. So we'll be documenting it as part of our 2023 budget also.
Oh, thank you, Jared. That'd be very helpful. Thanks. All right,
So
I'll
motion would
entertain a
be-
motion.
Motion will be for 84 then?
The motion would be to approve the purchase of 4 vehicles for a total cost of $181,278.
Of which $84,000 is from the 2023 budget.
Correct. With 84,412 from the 2023 budget of the 181,278. I'd
I'll
make
go ahead
that,
and make the motion. So I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of the 4 vehicles with a total cost of, oh, where is it on my paper again? Of
181,278.
181,278. Thank you. Of which 84,412 is to be obligated from the 2023 budget, and the remainder is from the 2022 budget.
I would concur with those numbers.
Do I hear
I'll
a second?
it. I'll second it.
So seconded by Alder Jurassic. Motion was originally made by myself, Alder Knott. Any further discussion?
Alder Knott, I do have one question for Jared that I forgot to ask you. In regards to these 4 vehicles, you said they are replacing 4 vehicles that you currently have, correct?
Correct,
You
correct.
plan on selling those 4 vehicles on the surplus auction?
We will plan on selling those vehicles on the surplus, correct?
Which would also help with the cost as well.
Now, we won't be selling them until we receive the vehicles from a year from now, but
Right.
Right.
But that should help offset some of the costs depending on what we receive for them. Thank you.
Yeah, it probably will end up being applied to the 2024 though, because of the, he wouldn't even be able to list them until towards the end of the 2023 budget year, most likely.
Right.
Is that accurate, Jared?
that is accurate. Yeah, we're anticipating the delivery late in 23. So by the time they get on the auction site and we get it done, it'll be 2023, could extend into 2024, but definitely those
Okay.
funds will go back to the accounts that those
Yeah.
vehicles were purchased out of.
Jared, is that normally
Any
about a
other-
45-day turnaround between you listing the vehicle for sale and getting it out of here?
We list a variety of things, including vehicles on the Wisconsin State Surplus site, and they usually advertise it on there for about 3 weeks. Once it closes, typically within 3 days, most of it's picked up because they have to pay the auction site. And once they pay them, then they'll come and we get concurrence they've paid. So we get very little that extends out. We do get a few things that aren't picked up. We have some small ITI, we might have a $5, $10 bundle of items, but very seldom. Most things are picked up pretty expeditiously.
All right.
Any other questions or discussion on the motion on the floor? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to item number 6, security camera system consolidation project. Again, this will go back to, I guess, Jared.
Yes, in your packet tonight, I have included quotes for a new security system master controller. Our current systems are at the end of useful life. Matter of fact, they're not being serviced anymore after June 1st of 2022. So this is a project we really want to move forward with. Currently, we have a variety of locations with security cameras, such as the park shop, the library, public works facility, city hall, Great River Landing, all have their own controller. With the addition of the fiber project, we are now able to bring all that data back to city hall and have one master controller. We did budget this project in the 2022 IT equipment budget for $40,000. Once we got into the project, going through it with our city attorney, currently we keep our data, our pictures for 45 days, but we need to keep them for 120. So the cost went up about $10,000 for that extra storage space. So that pushed us over our budget. We are recommending MCS at $45,135.93 to do this work. That was the two quotes. We had our quote from First Business Solutions. They were very similar within $100, which was amazing. $400 actually. And we are recommending MCS to move forward with this work. We have monies for a fob project in that equipment budget. We are going to use the as part of the funds from that project to offset the increasing cost.
Can you, I'm sorry, can you clarify again, where's the additional 5,000 and change coming from?
We had budgeted $10,000 for extra fob work at City Hall, and we are going to use part of that 10,000 for the a little over
Okay.
$5,000 increase in cost. So we will make sure we stay within our budgeted amount.
Okay. Was there any difference in the warranties or in the product quality? I mean, these are so close that if one has, you know, even a slight better quality for like $400 or something, you know, I might have a different view on it. So.
In talking with our IT staff, our IT director, Nils Hausker, the MCS quote does include some work on our network. So it's kind of, we're getting added value there, I think, in that quote. We think both solutions would work, but we feel the MCS quote working through our network server that we have now will be a better option for the city. Even if the MCS quote would have came in a little bit higher than the First Business quote, we would have moved forward with that quote most likely. So there is in your packet tonight a email from Nils that outlines some of the, there's 4 items in it that outline some of the reasons that we should go with the MCS quote.
Got it. Does anyone else have any questions?
Now, you said the current system is no longer being able to be updated?
Right now, we have a system in each building. They're all different ages. And there's, I don't know the exact number, but I know there's some of them that are, as of June 1st, they're no longer being updated. So they're no longer being serviced. So if something goes wrong with them, the cameras will have to shut down.
Oh, they will shut down.
They would if something goes wrong. We're
Okay.
still able to work. Everything works currently, but we're rolling the dice on how long it's going to work.
Okay. So how long would it, did they say anything as far as the time period of putting the new system in?
MCS should be able to turn it around fairly fast. And I think when I was talking to Nils, I think they said a 6-week lead time on the actual controller, if I'm working off memory there, but it was relatively, the good thing is it wasn't 6 to 9 months. It was in the weeks, the controller coming in.
I'll make
I'll
a
entertain a
motion.
motion. Go ahead.
Sorry, Steve. I'll make a motion that we approve the security camera camera system consolidation project with MCS Networks for $45,135.93.
I'll second.
Okay, motion to approve MCS Networks with a second by Alder Jurassic. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Number 7, Main Street Stormwater Pumping Station Watershed Study. Again, Jared.
In your packet tonight, I have included the final report from Strand Associates outlining the updated information for the Main Street Stormwater Pumping Station Watershed Study. In 2021, we did have a large rain event, and from that rain event, we wanted to look at the drainage system and the watershed to see if how we could do better in that watershed as far as draining water. The current design for the lift station, the pumping station, was for a 100-year or 1% annual rain chance event. This is the same criteria that is used by FEMA for their flood maps, would be a 100-year event. It's the industry standard for floodplain management. We wanted to look at that and try and do, what could we do to do better? With that, Strand gave some recommendations. We went over it with staff. In your packet tonight on page 27, you can see there's a summary of alternatives. We looked at once we looked at the watershed and looked at a variety of things in that area. We looked at alternative one was a ponding area at Hilltopper Heights Park. As part of the study, we looked at a dry pond in talking about it internally with staff. That pond, if we were going to install at some point, could be some sort of underground ponding structure, utilizing some engineering methods to do that, or a dry pond. Alternative two was a utility improvements on 11th Avenue North. We had a utility project that's being constructed currently on 11th Avenue North. And as part of that design, our city engineer, Kevin Schubert, went through and looked at what we could do with Strand's assistance, running some of the modeling to increase our volume of water conveyance, stormwater conveyance as part of that system. And through Kevin's work on the design, we looked at the easement area by Center 90 and looking at a larger pipe. We did find through the modeling that was a appreciable improvement. Kevin designed that improvement and then put it into the documents for the bid for the 2022 utility project. And that is going to be installed as part of the 2020 utility project, actually in about a month. So we are going to be making that number two alternative is already bid, has already been budgeted for, and we will be installing it. And then alternative number three was a combination of the two alternatives. We looked at what would happen if we install both those alternatives. So, there's a lot of numbers in the report, a lot of elevations, a lot of alternatives analysis. But what kind of a good visual aid or crux to it is, if you go to page 39 of your packet tonight, there's a variety, starting at page 39, there's a variety of pictures that show flooding analysis spatially via a map. And the page 39 shows the existing conditions, 100-year, 2-hour design storm. And that is basically what the lift station, stormwater pumping station was designed for. And you can see there's flooding at 11th and Well. And you can see that pretty much is confined to the roadway or the open lot that the city owns in the corner. If you continue on, then we wanted to look at making that better. So, and what a bigger storm event would be. So we looked at the alternatives in relation to a 500-year storm event. Then if you go to page 44, you can see if we did alternative one for a 500-year storm event, how the flooding does increase from the 100-year storm event, but it is contained quite a bit less than the existing conditions. Continuing working through, we're looking at the alternative two for a 500-year storm event on page 48. You can see the area does still flood a little bit. In the intersection, it does have impacts to some of the homes. If you go to alternative three on page 52 for a 500-year storm event, we are to the point where we've almost limited all impacts to homes except for one home that is next to the lift station. And there is quite a bit of difference from a 100-year to a 500-year storm event. So when we were going through these, we really wanted to look at some of the worst case scenarios, which I think we did. I think we have viable alternatives from this report. And we, like I said, we have incorporated the one alternative into a existing project already. So hopefully we'll have it within the next 2 months. It'll be up and running and be performing the work. So I guess, Kevin, do you have anything I missed or anything you want to add to I know you work kind of closely with Strand on some of these alternatives and things. So anything you want to add?
No, I think Jared did had a good summary there. This, like he said, can get caught up with all the numbers that are in here. I would say the thing maybe to take away from this right now is the city is currently undergoing a project that is going to reduce the flooding impacts in this area of the city. And that's already under construction. We actually started the installation of the first part of that actually today. for that. You know, the other thing I think Jared pointed out that we have to look at going forward in this part of the city is really the design storm, right? The pump station is designed for a storm X, right? The one we saw in 2021 greatly exceeds that capacity. So there is some, you know, there's some room there you have to look at when you do some of these engineering studies about what you're actually trying to accomplish, and you can model a bigger storm, but eventually our downstream pumping station will have a limitation to that, where even the one that had both the alternative we're currently doing and potentially something in the park, there still might be some flooding at an event we saw in August. And that might, you know, that would take a larger undertaking than this study would show to totally eliminate that potentially.
I guess staff is just looking for any input on the study and just looking to place it on file.
Anyone have any comment or question?
So you're saying about the one you're putting in right now, and then the pond might not have to be in when we were talking earlier?
My recommendation right now is we will be installing the alternative 2, is to monitor that and see how that affects any flooding situations within the area, and monitor that, and then we will insert alternative 1 into our capital improvements list and see if at such time we feel it's warranted that we would fund it to be built. We are already above the industry standard with what we had previously. We've improved that with alternative 2. We would be improving it even more with alternative 3, which is a combination of the 2.
So the motion is just to have this report put in the record?
Put on file, yeah.
I'll make that motion that the report go on file.
I'll second.
Motion to file the Main Street Stormwater Pumping Station Watershed Study made by Alder Jurassic, seconded by Sabrina Steger. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Item number 8 on the agenda, change order number 2 for the 2022 utility project. Jared.
In your packet tonight, I have a request from Gerke Construction, who is our contractor on the 2022 utility project, for an extension in the timeline for the project. We did have a September 2nd completion date. They're asking for September 30th. Staff does feel this is warranted and feel they have been giving a true effort on the project with doing as much work as they can when they have been able to. They are committing that they will have the area by the post office up to St. Pat's Church to Main Street open for the August 24th school opening. That is obviously weather dependent. If we get a week's worth of rain yet, that could get delayed just due to weather, but they are proposing that they will meet that date. No additional costs will be borne because of the change order, just changing the date. So I guess with that, I'd open up for questions unless Kevin has anything to add.
Did you have anything to add, Kevin?
I did not, Alder not. I'll just say the contractor is progressing every day, working hard, doing some due diligence, you know, just like the last item on the agenda here, that this project does have critical infrastructure. And right now, it's one of those things where, as Jared said, the staff feels it's warranted. We're making good progress. I think some of our community partners that I've been in contact with there understand. I try to keep them updated on almost a weekly basis of what's going forward. So I think some of our partners in the project around the project site are satisfied. And I think this is warranted for where we are at the stage of the project.
So
All right.
basically, what the amendment to basically read the extension to the September 30th?
Correct.
Okay, I'll make that amendment. That we extend the project 2022 utility project to September 30th.
So we have a motion on the floor to accept change order number 2 to extend the completion date to September 30th. Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Jared, what was the original date on it?
September 2nd was the original completion date.
So I have a motion on the floor to approve by Alder Jurassic, seconded by Jared Holter. Is there any further discussion or questions? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Agenda item number 9, Sand Lake Road closure as part of the 2022 utility project. Jared.
In your packet tonight, we have included a map. Approximately 3 weeks from now, there'll be the Sand Lake Road closure. Just wanted to bring it to your attention, get it out in the public. We will be putting a press release out for this once it gets closer. We will be tying in the storm sewer to Sand Lake Road, so that will ensue a 1-week closure of Sand Lake Road. By the time we get the tie-in done, get the street put back together, it'll be a solid week. We will be detouring traffic from Sand Lake Road onto Wall Street, over to 14th Avenue North, back to Monroe, and then back onto Sand Lake Road. So just wanted to bring it to everybody's attention. We don't need any action on this item. It is already in the bid. It's already planned on happening, but just wanted to make sure everyone's aware of it and start getting the word out.
Are there any questions or comments?
Jared, what's that route again?
It's shown in your packet tonight. Sand Lake Road will start to detour at Wall Street, then proceed easterly to 14th Avenue North, then south down to Monroe Street, then back west on Monroe Street to Sand Lake Road.
Okay.
Okay, is there any other questions or comments? Hearing none, we'll move on to item number 10. This is the amended portion that y'all should have received in your mailboxes or in your email. It's the 2022 utility mechanical and supervisory control and data acquisition control upgrades. Jared.
In your packet tonight, we do have a proposal from Altronics, which is a division of LW Allen. They have been our SCADA provider for over 30 years. With this, we have budgeted a variety of things in the 2022 equipment budget to be replaced as part of our utilities operation. There's a lot of different items going on here. There's such things as flow meters at the Aspen Valley Booster Station, new scales at a variety of wells, new check valves at booster stations. We've got new flow meters and check valves at the Aspen Valley Booster Station, some new gas chlorine systems at a couple of our wells, just a variety of different projects going on here. We wanted to bid this as one consolidated project instead of bringing in little pieces at a time, just to get a better cost on all of this and move it forward. We've been working on this with LW Allen for 3 months. We did have Strand Associates write specifications for this work to give to LW Allen Altronics to ensure that the work is performed to what our needs are. With that, we've seen the original cost of the project. We know we budgeted these items back with our budget in July of 2021 for installation in 2022. As you know, electronic parts have gone up in cost, supply chain issues and inflation. So we had $120,000 budget for this project. The final cost came in at $147,236. We did try and find another quote for mechanical installation as part of this project, but the quote did not come in any lower than the Altronics quote for the mechanical parts of this project. So we want to bid it as one lump sum with Altronics. This work is performed, a lot of it's in the water utility, some of it's in the sewer utility. We do have funds for this work over what was budgeted within the utility. It's going to be put on the books as an asset, so the utility would have the budgeting wherewithal to have this project done. I do think that if we wait, it's only going to go up in price just with the way everything that we've been seeing. We were fortunate in the fact that the project was large enough that we were able to work with Altronics on ensuring the cost stayed down versus some of the costs that we had as individual pieces. So staff is recommending approval of performing all the work that was bid out by Altronics at the cost of the $147,236.
All right, I'm confused on the final sum again. I'm looking at 147,236. Is that what you just said?
Yep, that's what I said, Steve.
Okay,
Believe it or
all
not.
right.
Yep,
Then
100.
part of it got cut out then. That's what it was. I heard
100.
a smaller amount. So,
Nope.
okay, no problem. So Sabrina, do you have any concerns?
No concerns at this time. The water fund, is doing fairly well this year, in regards to revenues. So I don't have any concerns at this time.
And I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the utility mechanical and supervisory control and data acquisition control upgrades for a total of $147,236, of which the additional $27,236 above the approved 2022 budget for this item would come out of the water utility funds.
Second.
All right, motion by myself, seconded by Alder Jurassic. Any additional comments or questions? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Item number 11, pay estimates. Now, in this case, obviously, I am away at this point in time, so if you handed out any additional monthly estimates before the meeting started, I do not have them before me.
Staff is recommending approval of the estimates in your packet tonight dated August 2nd, the 6 estimates that were in the monthly estimates. in your
Okay.
packet.
So there were no additions. Okay.
Correct.
I'll entertain a motion.
I
I'll
make a
mo- I'll
motion
move
that
to-
we, oops.
Go ahead.
I move that we pay the estimates that are in our packet, the 6 estimates, I don't see a total, that are dated August 2nd of 2022. Do you need me to get a total, Steve? Sorry, Alder not.
No, it's as listed is good. And I'll go ahead and second it. So we have a motion to approve the monthly pay estimates as dated August 2nd, 2022, all 6 items. Is there any discussion or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The Public Works portion of this agenda is closed. We are now moving on to utilities. Item number 12, and that says that there are no reports or action items on this portion of the agenda this evening, which moves on to item number 13. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll
Second.
Okay. Sorry, there's a delay, of course, when you're calling in. That's why we've been stepping on each other. I apologize. So motion to adjourn by Alder Jurassic, seconded by Jared Holter, I believe, is who I heard. So any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Time is 7:11. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
So